I got way too many books. Welcome back to my channel. Today is a very exciting video for several reasons. One, it is my birthday. This video is going to be celebrating my birthday. It's not actually currently my birthday when I'm filming this because we are supposed to get 9 to 11 inches of snow on my birthday. So we had to reschedule this event for a few days before my birthday. When my family asked me what I wanted to do, my top thing I wanted to do was to go on a book crawl because I've never done that before. And if you're unfamiliar with what that is, I've seen it online on YouTube. We're essentially going to be going between as many bookstores in one day as possible. So we're going to be hitting 5 bookstores in one day. 4 of them are going to be indie bookstores because I want to support independent booksellers as much as possible. And then we're going to end by going to Nadia Cakes, which is Abby Jimenez's bakery. I love it. I live pretty close to this area. And then we're going to go to Barnes & Noble at the end because I have gift cards. And then I thought if there were any books I still wanted to get that I couldn't find at the independent bookstores, we could go there as a kind of catch-all. I'm so excited because where I live, I don't get to do this very often. I don't go book shopping often at all. If I'm buying books, I'm buying them on Pango. You can buy and sell used books. So 95% of the books I buy, I'm either borrowing from the library from Libby, which is a library digital app, having it sent to my Kindle or listening to them on audio, or I'm buying them on Pango for super cheap, like a bunch of books at a time for super cheap. So I'm excited to go to the bookstore and let myself splurge a little bit because I don't do this. I never do this. This is like a once a year type of thing for me, and I'm so excited. My family's gonna come along with me, but I kind of have a game plan. I'm very type A. I have made a list of the places we're gonna be going that you'll see in this video, and then I've also made a list of books I want to look for, and I'm also going to be looking based on vibes if there's something I see that really interests me. Something else I forgot to put on this list that I saw, maybe an author I really like that I want to try another one of their books. We'll see, but I did make a list because there are specific books I want to look for, and usually when I go into a bookstore I get kind of like tunnel vision or I get overwhelmed. So I'm hoping, because I'm filming this on a Tuesday, we're going in the morning, I'm hoping it's not going to be very busy, but I guess you never really know. Here is my list of things I'm going to be looking for, and then we'll do a haul once I get everything. I'm looking for Dead Mountain, the true crime book. I actually read this in high school. I just don't have a physical copy of it. And that's another like common theme, I guess, throughout this list. Are a lot of them are books I've already read because I try not to buy books to go on my bookshelf unless I'm pretty confident I'm gonna like them or I've already read them, because books are expensive. Buying a book at full price is expensive nowadays. I don't do it very often. And also I did my nails last night. Look how cute they are. This is not sponsored again, but my polish pops. I love them. Anyways, they were just distracting me in the viewfinder. So I'm looking for Dead Mountain. I'm looking for The Shining because I finished that recently and I don't have a copy of that. And then Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel, kind of spin-off of The Shining. 13 by Steve Kavanaugh. I read Kill for Me, Kill for You by him. Absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite books of this year so far. You know, like I have high hopes for this book. The premise is very interesting. I'm also looking for Finders Keepers. I read that recently. And then also End of Watch. Those are the last 2 books in the Bill Hodges trilogy. I have Mr. Mercedes, but I don't have the other 2, and I just recently finished the other 2, so I wanted to get those. I also want to get The Bell Jar. I read The Mad Wife, which is inspired by The Bell Jar, and it's again one of my favorite books of this year, and I've wanted to read The Bell Jar for a long time, so I'm gonna look for that because the past few times I've gone into Barnes, I have looked for it and could not find it, so we're gonna hope we can find that. I also wrote down Checkmate by Ali Hazelwood. Romance is my least favorite genre. I still enjoy romance books on occasion, but I do like Ali Hazelwood, and I have her other books a part of like the science-y universe. I don't know if there's a name for it. So even if I don't absolutely love it, I'd be fine with it on my shelf. And sometimes you can find it cheap Like some of this stuff I'm hoping will be like in discount sections or whatnot. I also want to look for May Luna. It sounds interesting to me. I love tropes of old bands and stuff. So I'm gonna look for that. It's not a super popular book, so I wouldn't be surprised if I can't find it anywhere. Pictures of You by Emma Gray is a romance book that actually does interest me. That doesn't happen very often. A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I'm in the middle of that series, and this is like the 4th book, I think, in the series. The next one I have to read. And then Project Hail Mary, I'm almost done with it. I literally cannot bring myself to finish it because I know I'm gonna sob, but I have 46 minutes left of the audiobook. I want to get a physical copy 100%. It's gonna be a 6-star read for me. Makes me want to read The Martian, also by Andy Weir, so I'd pick that up if I see it. I want a copy of Macbeth by Shakespeare because that is a Shakespeare book I never got to read in high school because we did Hamlet instead, and Hamlet's my favorite Shakespeare, so I'd be interested in reading Macbeth. I also had on this list The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez because I wanted to get a signed copy, but I have all of her other books signed, so I wanted to get this one signed, and I actually got it already. So that is the list I created, and yeah, it's about time we head out to the first bookstore. We've arrived to the first bookstore, Inkwell. It's right up there. We're trying to figure out the parking situation. I'm excited because I don't get to do this very often, like I said, and it's kind of a hike to get out here. We're in Minneapolis, so the first 4 bookstores we go to are going to be in Minneapolis, and then where we eat Nadia Cakes and Barnes will be in Woodbury. And I'm with my family in the background. You can't really see them. Wave. Driver. Second bookstore, we're at Majors and Quinn. This is one that Abby Jimenez frequents, and I see her signing books here all the time, which is how I heard about it. I'm excited to see it because I think it's going to be a different vibe from the one we were just in. It was pretty modern. I think this one has a little bit of a more older style. We are going to our third bookstore, Tropes and Trifles. It is so busy, but it's warmed up. We are at our fourth and final indie bookstore, Moon Palace Books, before we go to Barnes, and I'm excited for this one. I've liked the first one the best so far. We are at the final bookstore of this trip, Barnes and Noble, where I plan to do some damage. The last time I came here, I posted a reel on Instagram where we accidentally went straight in a turn lane and it went viral. It's currently at 7.5 million views, so I'm kind of triggered coming here. How do you feel? I have never grabbed a bag before, but I have several books I want to get. The final stop of the trip to get a cupcake or some sort of sweet treat from one of my favorite authors' bakeries. I love how many options I have, but I actually get decision fatigue trying to pick out what one I want. We made it back from the bookstores. That was a very long day. I think we were there for 8 hours almost since we've been gone. 7.5 hour trip because it's like over an hour there, over an hour back, driving around. So I'm exhausted, hence why I'm not in my book room in front of my library right now. I just do not have the mental capacity to drive back home from my parents' house at the moment, but I did want to give a haul while the lighting is still nice because I got a lot of books, like too many books. It is my birthday, so that is my excuse. Like I've said again, I never do this, so it is a very special thing. I got way too many books. Yeah. But let's go through them and talk about them a bit. Let's start with what I got first. So this first book I got is from Inkwell. I got The Martian by Andy Weir. I absolutely loved Project Hail Mary. I'm actually almost done with it. Love it so much that I wanted to read The Martian and got a physical copy because I just have a feeling I'm also gonna love this one. And then they gave me a free bookmark and my mom picked out the space one because it's a space book. This is book number 1. This book is about a mission to Mars, a freak accident, one man's struggle to survive. I feel like I watched this movie in middle school, but I honestly don't remember it enough to like know what actually happened. From what I'm gathering, it's about him and his crew being stuck on Mars, and chances are they're not going to survive. They have to like figure out how to actually survive on the climate before they starve to death. Anyways, this was kind of an automatic buy because I loved Andy Weir's other books so much. I think I'll like this one a lot, and I'm honestly kind of getting into sci-fi. I never really thought I would be a sci-fi girl, but here we are. And then from Majors and Quinn, I got The Shining. I don't know why they put stickers on all of their books. Like, tell me what the deal is with that, because now I have to sit and try to peel it off without ruining my nails that I just did. I read this winter, wanted a physical copy, found the cover I like because there's two different covers and I like this cover better. I'm excited about this. I mean, we've all heard of The Shining, but the book was a lot different than what I initially expected it to be like. I loved seeing what led up to the hotel more so than just like the actual hotel itself. A classic. I need to watch the movie. I've never even watched the movie. I'm a big Stephen King fan and I have a whole shelf in my library of Stephen King books, so I do like to buy physical copies of his books even if they're not my absolute favorite, but this one was a very high rating for me, so I'm excited to finally have it in my hands because I've had this on my to buy list for months. Okay, next up, so from Tropes and Trifles, I actually did not end up getting a book because it was a romance store and I'm not a huge romance person, especially I like to read my romance books before I buy the book because I don't know if I'll actually end up liking them a ton. But my grandma saw me looking at these dragons and she was like, I want to get you. Sorry, that's so annoying with it rattling like this. My grandma saw me looking at these little dragons and said, I want to get you one for your bookshelf. It's so cute. It can go by my fantasy books and it's colorful and fun and it will match my decor beautifully. I think it's one of those 3D printed ones, iridescent. I love it. He's so cute. I need to name him, but I don't know what to name him. And imagine him sitting on either a book or on my shelf. He's my one little non-book thing I got. Trust me when I say I tried to get as many books from the independent bookstores as I could, but they did not have the books I wanted. They were out of stock or I couldn't find them. So we did some damage at Barnes & Noble. I did have a gift card and shout out to my family for like, this was my birthday present from them. I had so much fun because I've never gone on a book shopping spree before, even being an avid reader my entire life. So grateful. Also, look how pretty the taupe color is. Love that. And then we got 6 books in here. Holy cow. Okay, let's go through them. In no particular order, Dr. Sleep, Stephen King. It is the sequel, kind of spin-off of The Shining, and since I like The Shining so much, I thought it'd be fun to read this one after the events of The Shining. This is one I have not yet read either. I will eventually want it on my shelf. Here we go, so we got that. I wanted to get 13 by Steve Kavanaugh, but they had the teeny tiny pocket edition, and that's not it for me. I don't like how that looks on my shelf, and I don't like reading out of those. I like the bigger paperbacks. So I got another Steve Kavanaugh book. This is about 2 sisters on trial for murder. They accuse each other. Who do you believe? And I loved his writing style, and Kill for Me, Kill for You, that was a 5-star read for me. So I wanted to give him another shot. I never buy thriller mystery books unless I've already read them, and this is me putting a lot of trust in him. I don't do this very often. That's how much I liked Kill for Me, Kill for You, and this sounds interesting. Can't wait to read that. Next is Pictures of You by Emma Gray. I'm not quite sure if this is just, it was in the general fiction section, but from what I've gathered, it's also a romance. The romances I like, yes, I do love a cheesy little rom-com here and there, but I have to be in a particular mood for that, and not very often. The romances I tend to lean towards have another plot additional to the romance aspect. I don't necessarily always love reading just romance. And this one says Evie Hudson should be grieving her dead husband, but since the car crash that claimed his life and landed her in the hospital, she can't remember him at all. The only person who can help her piece her past together is her high school best friend, Drew Kennedy. When snippets of her memory start falling into place, Evie wonders exactly how she ended up in a life that couldn't be farther from the one she dreamed of. This time around, she's seeing all the things she's missed and the life she gets to choose again. It sounded really interesting to me. Book influencers that I share tastes with talked about this one. The cover's pretty, and I think this would be a great book to read somewhat soon because we're going into summer and this is giving summer vibes. Excited for that. I actually ended up getting more books that I haven't read that I wasn't expecting, but that's kind of the way it went. But this one I did. I'm almost done with it. By the time you watch this video, I'll be done with it. But Project Hail Mary, it is the rage right now, but it deserves all the hype. If you haven't read this yet, honestly kind of go in blind. Just know it's about a man who wakes up on a spaceship, doesn't even know his name, does not know why he's there. He's trying to figure it out, why he's tasked to save the world as memories start to come back. That's all you need to know going into it. The audiobook, best audiobook I've ever listened to. I'd highly recommend listening to the audiobook. I am so excited to put this on my shelf. I got a little alien jelly cat present. It hasn't come in yet, but I'm gonna name him Rocky and I'm gonna set him on this book. I think that would be so cute on my shelf. I'm excited to have a physical copy of this. Oh, my doggy wants to come in. And yes, I am wearing sweatpants under my dress right now because I need comfort. Coda wanted to say hi. Come here. Come say hi to the video. This is her butterfly toy that she loves. She wanted to come say hi to everyone. So everyone say hi to Coda. Yeah. Okay, you're stepping on all my books. Really, you're just hogging all the attention here. I got the Bell Jar. It's about mental health in the 50s, I think. I loved The Mad Wife. I can't wait to read this. This is gonna be one I know I like because I can relate to a lot of the topics about that. And then finally, I got End of Watch by Stephen King. They did not have Finders Keepers anywhere. I did order it online. It'll be here soon because I needed the completed trilogy. I did want to get it in person, but Coda's butt in there. I couldn't find it. I did get this. So that is the book haul. I am so excited about it. Thank you so much for joining me. This was one of the best days ever, and I can't wait to create more book content where you can see me reading, reviewing, doing fun things with books like these. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.